Many were called, but only a few were chosen. That's right, the president has brought about a few changes to his executive. The most anticipated addition to the cabinet is the inaugural Minister of Electricity, and that's Dr Kgosientsho Ramokgopa. Let's go to eNCA senior reporter now, Aviwe Mtila, who's following developments and is speaking to numerous unions, political parties and other industry contributors to get their view on this new dawn. Let's cross live to him now for the latest. Aviwe, what have people been saying to you about yesterday's cabinet reshuffle?
Hello, Maseko, and the biggest takeaway from the reshuffle that I've been engaging a lot of people with is that it's bloated. They're saying that the president hasn't upheld the promise that he made coming into his presidency, suggesting that he'd keep the cabinet itself at a reduced level. But now we're seeing that increase. Just yesterday I was here speaking to the organization Undoing Tax Abuse, and they said that in the cabinet ahead of the reshuffle, they wanted people that were competent, people that would actually do the job that's required. In fact, even mentioning a number of people that weren't performing currently, the likes of Mantashe, even Public Enterprise Minister Pravin Gordhan, some of those that they wanted to go. Now let's just get reaction from outer. We have Wayne Duvenage, just to maybe gauge the sense now that the cabinet has been reshuffled. What's your sentiment?
Well, it's a very soft shuffle in areas where we believe the impact is not going to be as big as it should have been had the president removed Mantashe, Pravin Gordhan, those departments, Bladen's and Monday, well past his sell-by date. The campuses are burning. Higher education is in a mess. The SETAs are in a mess. We see a lot of corruption happening, and yet these people are still in their positions. So it really was disappointing. I think he lost the opportunity. He missed the opportunity to show South Africans that he means well when he talks about performance and accountability. That's not happening. And then you get people like Zizi Kodwa, who was implicated in corruption in the past, now given a full ministry. He's not sending a good message and a strong message that we're dealing with corruption and people that have been out of line.
I want to talk then of arguably the most important appointment there, given the load shedding crisis that we're in. Dr Kgosientsho Ramokgopa, the man tasked with ending our load shedding woes. Your sentiment?
Yeah, I think he has some of the credentials that are required, but we've always said you've got two departments, now you have a third. So where are the lines going to be blurred? Who is really accountable if this crisis continues? Is it this electricity minister? Is it the CEO or the of Eskom who reports into DPE? Is it because the procurement side of things hasn't been upheld and advanced as much as it should under Mantashe? So you're going to now have a third area that you put the blame on, and this is not good for any business that you're trying to fix. You need to scale down, you need to get accountability, the right people in, and I think while Kgosientsho Ramokgopa might be a good person and a person of talent to do something there, the jury is out as to whether this is the right route to have taken.
And you heard the number of appointments that we saw yesterday, both in the ministries and the deputy ministry position. I want your sentiments just around the size of cabinet.
It's just too big. It's been bloated for a long time. There's been talk even back in Zuma's days that this cabinet needs to be scaled down. It was a big message that Ramaphosa brought in when he came into power. Well, we haven't seen anything. It's gone the other way. It's more bloated. He said again yesterday, we will get round to reducing it. Well, this was the opportunity that he had to do that. So again, speaking with forked tongues, giving us the wrong messages, saying something and doing something very different doesn't bode well for the trust in government.
And ahead of this reshuffle itself, we spoke about the president having the difficulty of navigating between pleasing some of those that emerged victorious at Nasrec, as well as pleasing the markets itself. Do you think he did that successfully?
I don't think so. When you look at what he could have done and should have done and what he has gone and done, I don't think the markets are fooled by this. This is political posturing and pandering to some factions or people that he needs to keep close. He's lost, as I said, a big opportunity to send a strong message to the world and to South Africans that he means good in developing and bringing on board a cabinet that's going to get this country moving forward. It is stagnant, and those appointments don't instill any excitement or vision that we can see.
And you're already answering in part my next question, which would be around, does it even instill, positivity in society, this recent cabinet reshuffle?
No, and I don't think, I think we've got used to this now, this mediocrity, this lack of accountability, this lack of clear message. We are going to tackle corruption and service delivery and performance. You can put as much as you like people in planning, monitoring and evaluation, which you've had in the presidency in the past. But where are the results of that in the past and what is going to be different this time? So we don't have a lot of faith in what's happened.
Okay, thank you very much. Wayne Duvenage from the organization Undoing Tax Abuse, not having a lot of faith on what's going to happen going forward given the recent cabinet reshuffle, of course, that we heard. I've been speaking to a number of stakeholders, even the Black Business Council suggests that this is a bloated cabinet, together with COSATU, who is part of that tripartite alliance. Of course, we'll be getting more views, going now down to the man on the ground, just to get an indication what the ordinary South African feels after the cabinet reshuffle.
All right, Aviwe Mtila, our senior reporter, live for us in Johannesburg. Let's leave it there for now.